Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at a blog post called This Week in Review from kianmeng.org. And it's written by someone who describes himself as an old software plumber.
Oh, interesting.
But before you go thinking about wrenches and leaky pipes, this is all about the really cool systems that he builds,
Okay.
both in his tech life and in his personal life. Like in 1 week, he covers everything from health goals to coding projects to even a little bit of fish breeding.
Wow, that sounds like he has quite the full plate there. It really makes you wonder just how someone can fit so much into a week like that.
Right. And what's really fascinating is that he's actually using AI to generate podcasts from his journal entries.
Wow.
Like imagine having your week narrated by a bot.
Yeah, I've heard of people using AI for work or entertainment, but for self-reflection, that's something I haven't really heard of before.
Yeah, me too. But before we go too far down that AI rabbit hole, he also talks about how committed he is to a pretty intense routine, like 7 hours of sleep, 5,000 walking steps every day, and intermittent fasting.
Yeah, that's like he's running his life on an efficiency algorithm or something. I mean, a lot of people try to hit those kinds of goals, but actually sticking to them consistently, that's the hard part.
Well, and he admits that he struggles sometimes too, like keeping track of his sleep has been tricky. He even thinks that the method he's using now might not be super accurate, and hitting that step count has actually led to some foot pain for him.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Like, it's easy enough to set these goals, but then your body decides to throw you a curveball. You gotta adapt.
For sure, and speaking of adapting, he's not just letting those setbacks stop him. Like, for the foot pain, he's thinking about trying balance board exercise with,
Oh, that's a really good idea.
right?
Yeah, it's a great way to build up those smaller stabilizing muscles that we tend to forget about. I wonder if he's thought about the other benefits of balance boards, too. Not just for the pain, but,
Yeah.
like better balance and coordination.
And get this, to fight off those hunger pangs during his fasting periods, he swears by ginger tea.
Oh, interesting. So ginger is great for helping with digestion, but I wonder about the whole curbing hunger thing. Could it be more of a placebo effect? Or maybe it's just a comforting ritual for him. It'd be interesting to learn more about the science behind it.
Right. But whatever it is, it seems to be working for him. Now let's shift gears a bit to his mindfulness practice. He's really into both sitting and walking meditation. But he says he doesn't always have a ton of time for long sessions.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. So many people think that you need to spend hours meditating to see any benefit. But,
Yeah?
even short bursts can make a big difference. It's more about finding ways to add mindfulness into your everyday life than isolating yourself on a mountaintop or something.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he does. He even incorporates mindfulness into something as basic as collecting falling leaves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like his own unique version of walking meditation.
I love that. It just goes to show how personal mindfulness can be. It's not about following some strict set of rules. It's about finding what works for you, what brings you that sense of presence and awareness.
For sure. But enough about self-improvement for now. Let's get into his tech world a bit.
Yeah.
So he's all about contributing to open source projects
Okay.
every day.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, open source is really the backbone of the tech world. It's all about collaborating, sharing what you know, and just building something bigger than yourself. I really
Definitely.
respect that he's so committed to that.
Yeah, and in addition to that, he's been exploring the Rust programming language.
Cool.
And he even compares it to Elixir and Python, which he's already proficient in.
Wow.
Talk about a diverse skill set.
Yeah, it sounds like he's always looking for new tools and new approaches to problems. I've been hearing more and more about Rust lately. It's known for its security and performance. It's interesting that he's interested in it, especially given his background in Elixir and Python. It makes me wonder if maybe he's running into some of the limitations of those languages.
Yeah, maybe so. And the cool thing is, he's not just keeping all of this knowledge to himself. He wants to start writing blog posts about interesting programming libraries that he finds, to share what he learns with others.
I love that. It really speaks to that collaborative spirit that you see so much in the tech world. That idea of sharing knowledge is really at the heart of it all. But, let's circle back to that AI podcasting thing for a second. That's really piqued my curiosity. What exactly is he doing with these journal entries?
So he's using this tool called Notebook LM to transform those entries into actual podcasts. It seems like he's using it as a way to reflect back on his week, and maybe to gain some insights that he might not have noticed otherwise.
That brings up some really interesting questions. Is it about expressing himself creatively? Or maybe it's about personal growth? Or is he just trying to understand the potential of AI better? I'm really curious to see where he takes this.
Yeah, it's almost like he's created this feedback loop. He has these experiences
Yeah.
and then reflects on them, and maybe even shares them with the world. let's move away from the digital world for a minute and
Mhm.
talk about something a little more tangible, like his fish keeping. I'm still stuck on these ponds that he keeps mentioning.
Me too. You don't hear about someone breeding fish in their backyard every day.
Yeah.
What are these ponds exactly? Are we talking like full-blown koi ponds? Or is it something a bit more DIY?
So it turns out it's more DIY than koi pond. He's using plastic containers,
Hmm.
and he calls them his ponds. And he's been raising guppies in them. And get this, they've already started breeding.
Wow.
So he must be doing something right.
Yeah, guppies are known for breeding like crazy, so he must have created a good environment for them. What I find really interesting is the experimentation side of it all. It sounds like he's not just keeping fish, he's actively trying to learn about different species and how they interact with their surroundings.
Exactly. It's not just about keeping them alive. It's about making a whole ecosystem. He's even trying out different aquatic plants to see what works best in his ponds.
Hmm. That reminds me of aquaponics. Have you heard of that? So it's all about combining fish and plants in
Right.
this closed loop system, like a mini ecosystem. It's a great way to learn about sustainability and how everything is connected. I wonder if he's thought about taking his fish keeping in that direction.
Well, he does seem to be drawn to self-sufficiency and sustainable living in general. He's also a pretty avid gardener, and he has 4 UR dedicated workspaces for his gardening.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about commitment.
That's not just someone with a casual tomato plant on their patio.
Right,
That sounds like someone who is serious about their gardening.
definitely. He's been experimenting with different species and starting plants from seeds. He even talks about protecting his seedlings from the elements.
Hmm.
So, this isn't just a passing fad for him.
Yeah. There's something about gardening. It teaches you to be patient and resilient because you're working with nature, and sometimes things just don't go the way you planned. It's a constant learning process.
Yeah. And he doesn't shy away from the complicated stuff either. He's been researching micropropagation,
Oh,
which
wow.
is a pretty advanced technique for cloning plants.
Micropropagation, that's fascinating. It's often used for those really rare or delicate plants
Hmm.
that are hard to grow from seed. You have to be super careful to get it right.
Yeah, it seems like he's always trying to push the limits of his knowledge,
Mm.
whether it's with coding or fish keeping or gardening. He doesn't want to just scratch the surface. He wants to go deep.
Yeah, he's got that deep dive mentality, just like us. It's inspiring to see someone so dedicated to always learning new things.
And that brings us to his interest in photography,
Hmm.
and specifically macro photography.
How cool.
Yeah, he's really captivated by those tiny details that we often overlook.
I get that. Macro photography is like a whole different world. It's all about revealing those hidden patterns and textures.
Yeah. And he's been thinking about a couple different ways to get into it, like using a microscope for extreme close-ups, or maybe investing in a dedicated camera system.
Yeah, using a microscope is a really interesting way to do it. You can capture some incredibly detailed shots that way. But a dedicated camera system definitely gives you more flexibility in terms of how you compose your shots and with the lighting.
Right. It sounds like he's weighing the pros and cons of each option. He's even thinking about the cost-benefit analysis, which shows a really thoughtful approach to his hobbies.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new gear, but it's important to step back and think about whether it really makes sense for your goals and your budget.
Absolutely. And it seems like this blogger is all about making mindful decisions, whether it's about his health, or his coding projects, or even his photography equipment.
It's like he's very intentional with everything he does. He's crafting his life very carefully and choosing activities that challenge him and
Yeah.
that bring him joy and that let him explore different sides of himself.
It makes you wonder if that level of intentionality is something he actively works at, or if it's just part of who he is.
Maybe it's a bit of both. Like maybe it's a journey he's been on, refining his interests and figuring out what really resonates with him.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about how our passions evolve as we learn and grow.
He does mention wanting to declutter a yellow-blue rack. I'm not sure what that is exactly. But it sounds like he's constantly reevaluating things
Yeah.
and streamlining different parts of his life.
Yeah, maybe it's like a physical representation of that process, like letting go of things that aren't serving him anymore to make room for new things. It's about always evolving and changing.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, from ginger tea and guppies to micropropagation and macro photography. It's clear that this old software plumber is way more than just a tech guy.
Absolutely. He's someone with a lot of different interests, and they're all connected by this thread of curiosity and a desire to learn and grow. It makes you wonder what other hidden talents he might have.
Yeah, it really is amazing how One little blog post can give us this glimpse into someone's whole approach to life.
It really is.
We saw everything from his health routines to his love for tech to those hands-on projects with fish and plants. It really gets you thinking, huh?
It does.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people struggle to even find the time for one hobby. And here he is, actively pursuing all of these different passions. It makes you wonder if he does this on purpose, or if he's just naturally drawn to so many different things.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit of both, but he doesn't just dabble either. He really goes all in on whatever he's interested in. Remember that micropropagation thing?
Right.
That's not just your average gardening.
No, not at all. He's not afraid of a challenge. He wants to go beyond the basics.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of ties back to his love of tech, too.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, the way he's always learning new programming languages, contributing to open source projects, it's all about that same drive
Yeah.
to learn and create new things.
It's like he's built this ecosystem of knowledge where all of his interests kind of feel into each other.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, I bet his coding skills help him analyze data from his fish breeding. And maybe his mindfulness practice even influences how he approaches his photography.
That's a really cool way to think about it. It's not just a bunch of random hobbies, it's a system.
Right. And it's not just about enriching his own life either. Like, think about those open source contributions.
Yeah.
Or those blog posts he wants to write about programming libraries. There's this element of giving back to the community, too.
Sharing that knowledge with the world.
Exactly. And then there's that AI podcasting thing.
Right.
It's super innovative. But it also makes you ask, how can we use this kind of technology for self-reflection and for sharing those reflections with others?
That's a good question. It's like, it's challenging us to think differently about the possibilities of AI, not just the usual ways that we use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what can you, the listener, take away from all of this?
Well,
maybe it's a good time to think about your own passions. What really excites you? Are you making time for those things?
yeah.
Or are you letting them get pushed aside by everyday life?
You know, this blogger shows us that it is possible to live a really fulfilling life with all sorts of different interests. You can be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
You might not be breeding guppies or coding in Rust anytime soon, but you can find your own version of that deep dive mentality.
Exactly. It all starts with asking yourself a few simple questions. What am I really curious about? What skills do I want to build? What do I want to share with the world?
If this old software plumber can create this amazing life for himself, just imagine what's possible for the rest of us.
Right.
It's all about taking that first step, diving into something that sparks your interest, and seeing where it takes you.
And if you're feeling inspired to shake things up a bit and explore something new, head over to qianmeng.org and check out the world of this blogger for yourself. And remember, keep diving deep.